Welcome to the Made for Money podcast, where feminine wisdom meets financial power. I'm your host, Christine Walsh, financial strategist for women entrepreneurs, fractional CFO, speaker, and author of the best-selling book, Be the Queen of Your Money, and guide for women who are rewriting their money stories and unapologetically rising into their wealth. Let's do this.
Hey, friends, and welcome back to Made for Money. I'm so glad you're here with me today. This is episode 5. I can't believe it's happening. So I just wanted to take a moment and share. I'm just really grateful that you are listening. As I record these, I'm thinking about us. It's almost like you're sitting across from me. We're having conversation, I'm drinking a cup of tea. We're laughing. And I've heard some great feedback from you all that that is the case. So my intention with this podcast is to really demystify money. And the invitation for you is to see if that's available for you, because we are looking to elevate this relationship. And to do that in 20 minutes or less-ish a week is kind of fun. And so I hope you're listening. I would love to hear feedback in any which way you feel that that's appropriate. And I'll keep sharing best practices, stories, in ways that are simple, in ways that are elegant, in ways that we haven't been taught, because we need new models of feminine leadership around money. So today, it's so good. So I'm really excited to talk about our next level of wealth and where we're heading. And this idea, I would be remiss if we didn't talk about manifesting, particularly after desire. So we'll talk about that, but it really is a embodiment thing. So of course, before it shows up in your bank account or in your business, in your life, right, it has to be aligned for us in our bodies, and that's what we're diving into today. So again, last week we talked about desire and how that is the portal to your fullest expression. I think of the desire as the spark. It doesn't leave. It lingers, and we'll start to dive into the feeling and the missing piece of manifesting, which I think is really where things start to fire up. So today I want to walk you through this idea around it's not about pushing or hustling. I know many of you listening to this podcast believe in that and get caught up still in it in our businesses. And yeah, let's get into it. So last week I spoke about desire, healing our money story through the portal of desire, and then allowing that desire to place you in this space of full expression. And desire, again, just to revisit it, is not from a place of scarcity. It's around longing. It's about wanting. It's like, wouldn't that be amazing if that happened? So if I didn't talk about manifesting, because I'll be remiss if I didn't talk about manifesting. I've never liked the word manifesting. So I think we all have a different relationship with that word, depending if you've been in the personal development world. It's a thing. And I've definitely rolled my eyes at it. I've did my affirmations. I've been listening to Insight Timer, and I've heard that things, it's about frequency and vibration. And I being the cynical New Yorker that I am, don't always think that, the manifesting is just like sitting here and it'll, drop in our lap. And I think you as a smart, conscious woman would be thinking the same. So definitely not a fan of the word, but I definitely like the idea and the sense of it, because it is about creating. And we are always creating, whether we know it or not. And this week's experiment for you is to put attention and intention to that creating or manifesting or whatever other word you want to call it. And I think it's a great time to do so. At the time of this recording, we are at early December, and perhaps you are reflecting on 2025 and perhaps what you want to create in 2026. So here's some manifesting love for you to get you going. First things first, if you want to manifest something, you need to reconcile your relationship to wanting or perhaps first before even that, the reckoning of that, right? So my courageous question for you right now, is it fully okay to want what you want? Like, we all have desires. We all have things that we want to create. And that's just the, that's the easy part in a way. It's actually the stories that tell us we don't deserve that. Does it feel wrong? Would someone disapprove of us if we receive that? Will we get overwhelmed if we receive that? Would we have to work harder if we want that? All of those stories come in. And so anywhere where we create a glitch to what you want is going to be in the way of receiving the thing you want. And it's totally normal. We just want to acknowledge it and know that that's a thing. And it's fine to acknowledge. It's not like if you acknowledge it, you're going to go down a deep, dark rabbit hole of why you aren't good enough or why you don't deserve it. It's just like, these are the facts, ma'am. I want this thing. And if I listen to myself, if I ask the deep questions, if I'm humble and honest with myself, is there something in the way of, if I got that, something, doing fake finger quotes, bad would happen? And that's a good way to think about it, is that what's gotten you tripped up before in creating what you want? I think for me, it's about, if I really manifested what I want, would I be out of the normal people? Group of friends, family? Would I be seen as greedy? Would I be seen as being selfish? And my work around that, and the suggestion here too, is like, am I okay with that? And of course, it's not that you're going to go into massive greediness, because money is just an amplifier of who we really are. It's just a good way, like, what's gotten me tripped up before in creating what I want, acknowledging that by asking those deeper questions of what would happen if I got that? Who would be disappointed? Who would disapprove? What do I think I would become? Who do I think I would become if I was to receive lots of money, if you will? And this actually just gives voice to the part of us that's been hidden and hangs out in the basement of your psyche and creates static to the clear desire and actualizing that desire. So here's what I want to offer you today. And this is the missing piece of manifesting, because manifesting isn't a thinking thing. It's a feeling thing. Your brain can't want something all day long, new income level, new client, new home, new relationship, the freedom, all of that, if your body isn't on board. If your nervous system doesn't feel safe receiving it, if your energy is still patterned, it's not safe to want that, because I'll be stressed, overwhelmed, overworked, not loved, not good enough, I'll never get it right. The thing that you're wanting won't land. And this isn't because you're broken by any means, stretch of the means. It's actually because you're actually quite brilliant. Your system is designed to protect you and not punish you, although some feel like that. So when women tell me, Christine, I keep saying these affirmations, but nothing's happening, I'm doing all the things, what I'm hearing a lot of times, and this is my own experiment with myself, is that I'm thinking it and I'm not necessarily feeling it. And in these days and times and days, it's kind of easy to numb out, for sure. In addition to that, most of us were never taught how to feel our desires. We were taught to manage them, make them smaller, justify them, hide them. Talk all about this in episode 4. So it would make sense that manifesting feels hard. Let me break this down in simple language, simple from a place of elegance. When you feel embodied feeling of what you want, not from a place of hoping, not from a place of fantasizing about it, but actually feel it. Like, wouldn't that be amazing? I think we've all had that feeling. Would it be so cool if that happened? Your body chemistry shifts. Your body physiology shifts. Your breath may deepen. your shoulders drop, your chest opens, maybe your energy even softens, and the grasping stops. You actually come to a very present state. And in that, your present state lines up with the future state that you want to create. And that's the magic. That's just the good stuff. And that really is a feminine way of manifesting and creating. Not from pushing, not from forcing, not from thinking harder. I've done them all, but actually from feeling. It's feeling the satisfaction now of receiving that thing ahead of time. It's I do this often because we do live in a rural area in which we get a lot of things delivered to the house. And it's the energy of knowing something's going to be delivered. Like, you just know. I mean, sometimes we don't get the thing because delivered because of our mail system around here. It can be a little bit suspect, but 95% of the time we get the thing. And so it's like a known. I'm going to know it's going to show up on my doorstep or in the mailbox or whatever. And that's that feeling. It's that feeling of course, like it's right there. Another good example is if you go down into your kitchen and you go get a mug for a cup of tea, you know it's going to be there. Like, you're going to open the cabinet and the mug is going to be there. It's just that sense of just assuredness that creates what we want. And I think the practice really is knowing how to feel and be so connected to the feelings that are associated with what you want that it's inevitable. So I think that really is, when we expand our range of feelings, we expand our capacity to receive. And that's a beautiful thing, because oftentimes when we're thinking through manifesting, thinking through creating something, thinking through of something showing up in our lives, we may get overwhelmed, like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with this money. It's how will I manage it? Will I be okay? Will I be irresponsible? However, if we can actually just feel it without that story attached, we can open up the capacity to receive it, and it doesn't feel overwhelming. Where I see the booster of all of this is stillness. Another place I'm practicing as well. Stillness, I think, is where this magic gets multiplied. Being present, being still, being inward, being receptive, lots of different senses to stillness. So I just want you to feel into what that means for you. But that's where your mind stops the arguing with your desire. Stillness is really the place your nervous system starts to calm and hears you whisper back to it, it's okay. It's okay. We got this. Where shoulds will show up, responsibilities, pressure, noise. I mean, there's so much of that around. That dissolves in stillness. So stillness really is that amplifier. And I don't even think of it. I have meditated for close to 15 or so years now daily. And there's been plenty of times where my meditation is in stillness. I'm fidgety. I'm thinking of what I'm got to do that day, whatever. Stillness really sometimes comes in the moment where I may be at my desk, or I'm just sitting up in my bedroom looking out the window, like almost daydreaming. Remember that as a kid? Let's bring that back, because that type of stillness and just being in the present moment, where a pause can happen, a breath can happen, the energy can come back to yourself, can be pulled back in, is a beautiful moment of stillness. So, and our body totally needs it. Body totally needs the way that we all need rest. So right here, let's try something actually. Wherever you are, if you're driving, not so great, close your eyes for a second and bring to mind something you want to create in 2026. And for those of you who have already thought about how am I going to do that, let's just pause and stop for a second on that And I want you to be in the feeling of, wouldn't it be amazing if that happened? What would it feel like if it was already here? If it was here. I just ordered it like at God's deli. And then let your breath actually move down your body into your belly. Let the shoulders soften and imagine your body speaking back to you saying yes. That would be so amazing. And feel perhaps a tiny shift, a quiet settling. That's manifesting right there. Congratulations and celebrating that. That's creating right there. And that's the experiment for you this week. Repeating that feeling 5 seconds a day, 10 seconds a day. What might change? And yeah, money, there is strategy around money. There is action that needs to happen around money, but it also can come through our ability to receive and our ability to hold capacity. And most of us are manifesting money with our minds. But money expands to the degree that our body feels safe. And that is why all those stats around lottery winners losing their money right away. I don't have that on hand, but I think most of you have heard something along those lines. When a lottery winner, often lottery winners that win big, shortly after or, within time after that, they've given all the money away or they've lost it, whatever. That's the effect. So this is where your money power is in the present moment, in the desire, in the feeling, and then stillness being that amplifier. Wouldn't that be amazing? And we'll talk about, the strategies, the spreadsheet part of all of this. But right now, I want to really underscore this idea of the interior experience of manifesting. So next time you feel like you want something and you start thinking about the how, just say stop. Thank you, mind. You're so amazing. Oh, overly amazing. And expand into a feeling. If you are not familiar with a range of feelings, jump on Google and or ChatGPT or whatever your search engine of choice is and pull up a feelings wheel and start using that. It's game changer. Okay. So we don't think about our desires, we feel it. And really give yourself the gift of stillness in probably one of the most heightened times of the year, but also heightened times of our times. And again, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Let your body practice that frequency of the thing you want. And you don't need to fully believe it. You don't need to understand it. You don't have to know that, how you're going to make it happen. You just have to feel it long enough for your nervous system to say, okay, I can hold that. And the thinking mind it's almost as if the head needs to come off the body and put into the next room. I love this idea that manifesting is this union or integration or pulling together of 3 things: desire, feeling, and stillness. And you, my beautiful friend, were 100% made for your desires and to feel fully and to receive stillness and to receive the magic that comes from those 3 things coming together. Okay? And you were made for money. So, and everything that your precious heart desires. All right. So be sure to follow the podcast, get the short and sweet on money every week, and share with a woman who needs a place to share her money story and to feel what it's like to share a different money story or explore a different money story. All right. Bye for now. We'll see you next week.